Hey everyone, this is Hal. Good morning. Hi Bob. How you doing this morning? The other day I released Southern Cross, which is a guitar lesson that I did, and Southern Cross was by Crosby, Stills and Nash. Fun song. I really like to play it, and I played it like this. And one of the reasons I did is because I wanted to get the bass line in there and then the other bass line. And I don't know if this is what they did, but I like that bass line going from C down to G. And then one of my supporters said to me, hey, Hal, one of the things that I did was that I went to play it with Crosby, Stills and Nash, and I had to put the capo on the second fret. And then I was able to play it just fine with that G chord. And you know what? When I figured out this song, I lowered it from the key of A, because it started out in the key of A like this. Let's see here. How's it go? Something like that. And it was a little high for me, so I decided to lower it, and I put it into the key of G, because it was a little more comfortable for my voice. So I released it, and I forgot all about this, to tell you the truth. I forgot that I had lowered the key, and so you can actually put a capo on the second fret and play it as a G chord, and it's really an A chord. So this is an A chord, a G chord, and that's a D chord right there with the capo on the second fret. Let's talk about that really quick, what that means. Because if you understand just a little bit about keys and how they work and notes and how they work, you can really make a song your own by playing somebody else's song. And what I mean by that is you can make it fit your voice. So let me put something on the screen here. I'm going to put my... I have this in my book, my Quail Studios Music and Lead Sheets book. This is in the back, in the theory section. This is just a little piece of it. And I have all the major keys written out. Now these are the four major keys, like C major, G major, D major, and A major, that are really important for guitar players. We also like E major, because sometimes we play things in E major, blues and things like that. But these four keys are the ones we're going to talk about right now. So what I did was I took that song, Southern Cross, and it's in the key of A, and you'll notice that right there at the bottom, how can I point to it? Right, yeah, I don't know how to do this. Right there at the bottom, you'll see it says A major, so you got A, and the capital letters or the uppercase letters means that when you build a chord in that key, it's a major chord. And the lowercase letters means that it's a minor chord. So the chords that we have in Southern Cross are A, G. Let's see, I think that's what it is. No, wait. Yeah, I think that's what it is. And what I did was I put it in. You know what? I wonder if it is in the key of A. Sounds like it's in the key of A. So what it would be an A chord, a lowered 7 if it was a G, and then the D would be a 4, back to A. And that would actually put kind of like in a Mixolydian mode, I believe. I'm going to check my tuning here really quick because it just doesn't quite sound right. Always check your tuning when you're... I did this before I hit the live button, but sometimes it changes depending on what the temperature is in the room. Okay, so anyway, they do it in A, but I decided to do it in G. Let's see, what is it? G, F, C, G, F, C, G. So what I did was I took the A chord and I turned it into a G chord. You can go right up 2 columns there. You can see that from A to G. You just go right up to G. And then the same thing with the G chord. G chord will turn into, well, it says there, you'll notice right there, it says G sharp diminished. Well, if it was a lowered 7, it would be a G major chord. So the G, now if you go up 2 columns, you'll notice it says F sharp. So the G would turn into an F. And then the D chord in the original would turn into a C. You go up 2 columns. So that's how you transpose. You just go up the columns, and the 1 chord from A would turn into the 1 chord of the key of G. The flat 7, the G chord in A, would turn into the flat 7 of the G major scale, which would be an F. The 4, which would be a D, would turn into a 4, a C on that in the key of G. So anyway, does that make sense? I hope so. Now, if you're looking at something and you think, boy, I need to have it a little bit higher, what you want to do is you can take your capo. I love capos because they're a really good tool. But you do have to know a little bit about notes, right? Your E note, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. E is on open, F is on 1, G is on 3, A is on 5, B is on 7, C is on 8, D is on 10, E is on 12 again. And you realize that between G and A are 2 frets. So if you want to, if you're in the key of G and you want to play it the same way, but you want to play it higher, up to A, you go up 2 frets, doop, like that. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll take my tuner and I will check my tuning. Look at that. Now one of the things that I do here is if it's a little bit high, like that E note is a little bit high, I'll pull it like this, and it pulls that string and evens out the tension. And I didn't even have to touch the tuner at all. I just pulled the string and it put it right in tune. Because the capo, when you push it down, it pushes on the string a little bit and sometimes it puts it a little bit out of tune. So there's our G chord. See that? F, C, G. But now we're actually playing in the key of A. So if I want to go back to G, I'd go like this. Now say you say to yourself, boy, that's still a little bit too high for me. Well, let's see. If we look at our scales up here, you could go to the key of D and play a D chord for a 1 chord, a C chord for a lowered 7, and then a G chord for a 4. Right? Got out of town on a boat going to southern islands, sailing to reach before a following sea. So all of a sudden it's really low. It's a lot lower. A going down to D is, let's see, A to D. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's actually a perfect fifth below. Perfect fifth below. A to D. Yeah, it's a perfect fifth below that A. Got out of town on a boat going to southern islands. But then if I'm doing in the key of D, I have to get it in my head. Got out of town on a boat going to southern islands. Yeah, you got to figure out what note you start on if you're going to be able to do that. So what I mean by this is, right there, I'm actually starting on an A note, huh? Got out of town when I'm playing an A. So that's a root of the chord. So if I was playing in D, I'm going to be starting on D. Got out of town on a boat going to southern islands. So you got to figure out what note that the singer starts on and, change it. I've had students actually change keys but not be able to figure out what note to start on. Anyway, it's good to study those kinds of things. You can get this kind of stuff in my book. Thanks for being here. That's all I'm going to talk about today. Just a little bit about changing keys and how you do that, because you need to fit your voice. You need to find out what note you can sing low. Like, what is my lowest note? I used to be able to sing like when I was a teenager. Now I can just breathe it. That note right there. But now, since I got older, right, what happens is that a man's voice matures when you're about 30 years old. It actually settles in just right. A woman's voice, it takes, it's around 20, 22, something like that. So my voice actually went up from when I was younger. And this is probably about my lowest note, maybe a B flat. And then you got to figure out, what's your highest note. So you don't want to try to sing lower than you can do, and you don't want to sing higher than sounds good in your voice, because then it won't sound very good. Okay, that's all I have today. Thanks for being here. My name is Hal. This is Quail Studios Guitar. I appreciate you being here and your support. We will be coming out with more stuff really soon. More videos. Always do that. I'm going to do a live stream or a hangout with my supporters over at you know where to go. And we'll talk to you later. Take care.